Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Will Patterson. Today I'm going to be showing you exactly what tools that I use, these little miniature web apps, so little extensions and websites that make my life a lot more interesting on the web and also help my career as a graphic designer. I believe most of these are free, but I do have paid options as well, so keep that in mind. This video is brought to you by Freshbooks. So the first one I have when I'm opening up my computer onto my web browser is this. It's called Color Hunt. And what Color Hunt does is every time you open up a tab or just as your homepage, you get loads of colors with the hex codes on it. Very simple, but one thing I've just found out is that it's made by my good friend Galshir, which is amazing. I've been following his work. We're supposed to collaborate. I'm gonna ask him if we can collaborate again on something. But basically you just add it to Chrome and it's right there. Every time you create, refresh it, it'll come up with a new color palette. Every time you open up a new tab, new color palette. So it's a really easy way of creating nice color palettes for your work just to inspire you. The next one is Coolers. Now you see I've used this a lot and there's little handy extensions that you can get inside of Adobe Illustrator and other apps. But basically this website allows you just to generate colors and to keep ones that you like. For instance, if I'm here and I'm just, press spacebar, you can see that this is just me creating and generating different colors. Now let's say I like this one, the Magic Mint. I can command that to lock, and then if I press spacebar, it will generate other ones that will fit with this color. Let's say I like this one, and we can create more color combinations very quickly and easily. You can even drag this into different areas. You can save the color to your favorites, and you can view shades, which is a really nice touch. And then not only that, you can actually export it as well into all these different files. And this is a completely free tool that anyone who's a designer or creative can use. I use this all the time when I'm just playing around with different colors for logo design processes and stuff like that. So if you want this one, it's Coolers, you can go get it. I think there is a way of getting it as an extension, but most of all you can get it inside of Adobe Illustrator as well. Now this next one's for the very nerdy or those who use Notion. I've been using Notion for a while now, and it basically is the management system for our agency where we get videos out and also have client work in there. We mainly use it for YouTube now. And I've got a page on there called Web Inbox that Ali Abdaal had basically introduced me to on one of his videos last year. Now the great thing about Notion is that it has a web clipper. And if you don't know what that does, is it basically takes a page on the internet and can create a page inside of Notion for that page. And you can do it very easily. For instance, if I wanted to take this random article here that you can read, and I really liked this article, then I can go ahead and click on this Notion web clipper and I can save it to the Web Inbox for later. Now what this does is it allows me to save interesting things that I find online, like articles and designs or pages that I want to read later, into Notion straight from the internet. And when I've done that, you can see in here, it will have all the related stuff here, like the URL, and it will also have the actual blog post inside the information here, exactly how you want it. But you can actually put this, into different relations. You can put like tags in there for anything that you want, so you can quickly organize it. So for instance, this one would be like productivity, business and finance, and I can have all the tags there that I need. Now what you can do as well in this template which Ali Abdaal created for Notion is you can tick them off whenever you've read them or whatever, and make sure you can reread them all. Although I am a graphic designer, I make a lot of content on YouTube and I write a lot. I do a lot of journaling and I kind of enjoy it. It helps my mental well-being, and it also it's just good practice. But there is an app called Roam, and it's more of a software that's quite new, and it's got this cult following, and I love Roam. This software called Roam Research is very basic on the outset here, but if we look in, it's basically this bi-directional note-taking app where you can see here, these are all pages, kind of like Notion, but they all link together. If I zoom in, you can see here that I've got days, I've got different routines. The bigger the circle here, the more it's been mentioned in different pages. So you can see what takes up most of my life, which is my wife, Naomi. Aww. And also I've got a journal on there, but you can see it's all connected and these blue lines are connecting through everything. And you might be thinking, well, why are you talking about this? Well, as a designer, it's really interesting for me to write about client projects, and it basically creates new ideas naturally. It's like what they would call a web garden. For instance, if I go to this page, this is me writing about, something called having limitations in your work can help you become more creative, which is an idea that came from Rome. And everything in here, each line is basically its own thing. It's its own idea. Now I can waffle on about Rome for ages because it's an app that I love, but the greatest extension for Rome is this one. It's called Rome Highlighter. So let's say there's an article that I really like this one here, your mind is a straightener for reality. And let's say this has got something to do with design or whatever. Now, if I wanted to take certain highlights inside of this article, I can click Rome Highlighter and it'll pop up at the bottom, and I can just simply highlight anything that I like, such as, here I can highlight anything that looks good, and I can press copy 3 highlights. When I go into Rome and paste it, it's all organized into this little area where I've got, a page for your mind is a straightener for reality. I've got the source of it, the published date, accessed on this day at this time, as well as all the highlights. Now, if you don't know what Rome is, I would highly suggest you check it out. It's a cool app. Now, before I go into my next one, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, Freshbooks. If you're a designer or creative like myself, then you hate doing invoicing and gathering up expenses. Well, Freshbooks makes it easier and quicker for you to get paid, to send invoices, and to gather up all of those expenses. The coolest feature about Freshbooks, although there are many, is that you can connect your accountant easily to Freshbooks to sort out all your tax stuff. With Freshbooks, you're likely to get paid so much faster than you would do in a normal, regular accounting software because of the way it's being created. It's great for small to medium businesses and freelancers. If you want to send an invoice and just have all your invoicing stuff on FreshBooks, you can. You can email them directly from FreshBooks. The coolest feature, actually, now that I've thought about it, is when you send an invoice, FreshBooks will tell you whether the client has seen and viewed that invoice. So if they say they never viewed it, well, they did. As well as automatic late payments, FreshBooks has a lot of features that I would highly recommend you try out in the free trial down below. It's 30 days for free, completely free, no credit card required, risk-free. So click the link down below if you want that, and then also let them know that I sent them to you. Go and give it a try, you won't regret it. The next one I use is 1Password, and you can see here it's one that I use quite a lot. I'm not going to go into my passwords, obviously, but if you're someone who needs to have your password secured and you've got long passwords that you don't even remember, this is a great place to have them all there. Also, it helps by detecting whether you've had a leak with your password anywhere on the dark web, so you can change them super easily. And for you guys who are on Macs, you may have seen the spotlight feature. You can press this little magnifying glass and you'll get this spotlight thing coming up, but it can be very slow and annoying. So I've got this app called Alfred where I press Alt and spacebar and I can type in anything and it pops up really quick. I can just do anything. It'll pop up. Search Google. Now, the last one that I want to show you, which is probably one of my favorites, is the Millernote web clipper. So Millernote is a place where you can visually bring ideas together, organize creative projects in a visual manner. So it's like a whiteboard really where you can move stuff. Now, this is a board that I've created where I can put images and everything in there. It's a great place to put colors or whatever. You can change the color values or images. Now, let's say I don't want to drag in images that I've saved onto my computer, but I just want to bring an image that I found online. So let's say I'm on Unsplash and I really like this image of an alpaca, and this has got something to do with my office. Well, I can right click and then save it to Millernote, and it will save it to the last page that I was on. And when I go back here, you'll see that the images in the unsorted panel are there for me just to drag in. Simple as that. It's a great way of collecting ideas without having to do loads of saving. You just have to basically right click and send it to Millernote. it worked. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did find it helpful, consider pressing the red subscribe button below. It's free. And also, if you don't like my content in the future, you can always unsubscribe. Now, I know that I'm not alone with all of these new web apps. I think everyone has them and loves them, and I would love to know what ones that you are using. So let me know in the comments your favorite apps or extensions or whatever that you use on your computer, web browser. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.